Your decision to click on this video was guided by a map of psychological triggers designed to predict your behavior. The click wasn't a choice. It was a response to an environment engineered to capture you. This is dark psychology, the study of how our most basic cognitive flaws can be deliberately weaponized to influence, deceive, and control. These tactics are part of a rising hierarchy of manipulation. They begin in our most intimate circles, with the people we trust, and scale upward into the software running our digital lives. Reclaiming your cognitive freedom requires more than willpower. It requires the ability to identify these invisible traps the moment they are set. The first layer of control often takes root in private. Toxic friends and romantic partners use interpersonal dark psychology to bypass our logic and build deep emotional dependency. This dependency often begins with love bombing, a strategy that floods a target with unearned affection to create a rapid dopamine addiction. The Unification Church, or the Moonies, refined this as a recruitment tactic, using overwhelming validation to lower defenses before introducing their more extreme demands. Once a manipulator secures your loyalty, they flip the script, using the silence treatment. By creating a sudden, heavy void of communication, they trigger your survival-based fear of abandonment. This panic forces you to overshare or negotiate against your own boundaries just to make the silence stop. To maintain this control, the abuser utilizes gaslighting. They aggressively rewrite the history of your conversations and attack your memory. By isolating you from objective reality, they ensure you have no choice but to rely on their version of the truth. These interpersonal tactics are effective because they turn our natural desire for human connection into a direct point of vulnerability. These same mechanisms are scaled by corporations to drive consumption and compliance through our environment. Here is a popcorn pricing model: a small for $3, a large for $7. Then they add a $6.50 decoy. This shifts your internal anchor. Instead of comparing 7 to 3, you compare it to 6.50, making the large seem like a bargain. Marketers reinforce this by triggering artificial scarcity. Fake countdown timers and low stock warnings bypass the brain's analytical centers and hit the amygdala, the primitive part of our brain that views missing an opportunity as a threat to survival. These tactics eventually scale from influencing simple purchases to controlling entire lives. High control groups use the same panic switch of artificial scarcity, but they replace a limited time sale with a literal life or death deadline. The Heaven's Gate cult used the arrival of the Hale-Bopp comet as an environmental trigger, convincing followers that this was their final, narrow window to reach salvation, resulting in mass suicide. Environmental manipulation works by replacing rational thought with survival instincts, fear of missing out, and the biological urge to stay with the herd. The ultimate systemic trap is currently in your pocket. When the iPhone debuted in 2007, it gave tech giants a persistent gateway to track your micro-behaviors and refine their control loops. Social media platforms operate on intermittent reinforcement. Because you never know when a post will get a like or a comment, your brain treats your feed like a digital slot machine, constantly seeking a dopamine hit through unpredictable rewards. Algorithms guarantee you keep scrolling by weaponizing the Zeigarnik effect. By feeding you an endless sequence of unresolved loops, unanswered questions, unfinished stories, and trending controversies, the platform keeps your attention trapped in an infinite search for closure. Every pixel of a social media interface is a tuned psychological engine, engineered to harvest human attention and commodify your anxiety. Seeing the trap is the first step towards dismantling it. To take back control, you must transition from defense to offense. The anti-jade protocol is your primary defense against guilt tripping and the foot-in-the-door technique. Never justify, argue, defend, or explain your boundaries. A reason gives a manipulator a path to dismantle your choice. A simple no is an immovable wall. To neutralize gaslighting, use fogging. Agree with any objective truth in a manipulator's criticism while refusing to engage with their emotional frame. When you refuse to react, their power to distort your reality evaporates. You can break the pressure of a silent treatment by naming the ghost. Directly ask, "Are you waiting for me to say more?" Bringing the hidden tactic into the light immediately shatters the manipulator's leverage. Dark psychology requires the shadows to function. Awareness is the light switch. Reclaiming your mind from these invisible traps begins with a single, deliberate act of conscious attention. Turn it off